Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. It is Saturday, July 17th. We are here and we are live. It is Game 5 of the NBA Finals, Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks, and what a series we have right now. Things have changed. We're looking at a 2-2 series with Game 5 tonight in the desert, and we'll break it all down, sides, totals, player props. You know the deal. I'm Ian Cameron. We're joined by Dutch Boy Fresh, Skee Profit, and Jimmy the Bag. Great to have Jimmy back with us, host of Betting with the Bag, 4 days a week right here on Pub Sports Radio. And looking forward to talking Game 5. So let's get to it. We've got the Bucks and the Suns, Phoenix around a 3.5, 4-point home favorite right now, depending on where you look. The total in this one around 219. And of course, for the Phoenix Suns is what do they have in their arsenal to flip this series around? Clearly, we've seen a momentum shift. The Milwaukee Bucks holding serve on home court at Fiserv Forum, taking Game 3, taking Game 4. And for the Phoenix Suns, this is going to be a test, in terms of adjustments, in terms of being better on the basketball court at both ends. And it's going to be just as big of a test mentally for them, because I think they felt they played good enough for a large part of Game 4 to win. Unfortunately, in the fourth quarter, look, it was a game where the Bucks stepped up defensively down the stretch. You saw Chris Paul turning the ball over, which was very, very uncharacteristic of him, a poor game from his standpoint. Of course, Devin Booker was outstanding, did everything in his power to lead the Phoenix Suns to victory, 40-plus points, an outstanding performance, and yet it wasn't enough. Now the question becomes, is Milwaukee and Phoenix's head a little bit? And can Monty Williams and the Suns rally the troops? Because that's a deflating loss. It was there to be had, and they did not close the deal late. This has been a series where the home team has gotten the job done in every game. Now, is this a situation where it's going to just continue this way, or can you actually bank on one of these teams to actually man up, if you will, and win a game on the road? That's the big question. The way I see it is, I came into this series with the Phoenix Suns futures, thinking they would win this series, win the NBA Finals. I was certainly in a lot more confident frame of mind after Game 2 than I am right now. But I'm not going to be one of those people that jump ship. I think Phoenix does have a better game in them. Getting back to that raucous environment in Phoenix, where the home fans there have been incredible throughout these playoffs, will matter. And Chris Paul, this is kind of like the narrative we heard about him in the Clippers series. He had a couple of really subpar games in that series, specifically Game 4 and Game 5 of that series. People were starting to doubt him a little bit. People were starting to say, can he bring that to the next level? And he's denying that this injury that he's got in his wrist is bothering him. He says it's not the injury. It's not that I'm not 100%. It's that I got to play better. I got to take better care of the basketball. I just got to play a whole lot better. I'm going to think, and I'm going to bank on the point guard showing up for me tonight in this game, like he did in Game 6. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to have 40 points like he did in Game 6, closing out the Clippers, but I think if the Suns are going to win tonight and hold serve on home court and have a chance to close out this series in Milwaukee and win the title, they're going to need Chris Paul to be at his best. I think he will be. He's heard it now for the last 48 hours. People are starting to worry about what's wrong with Chris Paul, yada, yada, yada. I think he shuts up the naysayers tonight in this game. I like him over his point total. I'm going to go with the double-double for Chris Paul tonight as well in this game. As far as the other props, Cam Johnson over 9.5 points and over 1.5 made threes. I'm sticking with those two because he has made that impact all series long for the Suns. Chris Middleton, I like him over assists tonight because he doesn't shoot as well on the road, and I'm not convinced he can do what he did in Game 4. Again, shooting the ball here in Phoenix, and I think he'll be more of a passer tonight. So I like his assist number over the total. We're going to stick with Connaughton once again, over 1.5 made threes. So those are the props I like. I'm going to go with Phoenix minus the points tonight, just full game, no first half, no first quarter. I think they can win this game, cover, pull away late. And I'm also going to go over the total in this game because I think Phoenix will have a much better collective offensive game tonight, led by Chris Paul, the point guard. And I think you'll see more points. And there's a lot of situations that point to, I think, more points than we saw in the last game between these two teams. So that's what I'm looking at. Suns over the total and those props that I mentioned. Skee, will turn to you. Game 5, it's a huge one. I'm sick of hearing about that stat, by the way. Rachel Nichols has said it. Everybody on ESPN that analyzes this series has said it, that 72% of the time, the team that wins Game 5 in the NBA Finals when the series is tied 2-2, wins the series. I've heard it a million times, but we're going to keep hearing it, I'm sure. Skee, what do you think? Obviously, we know it's a big game. The team that goes up 3-2 is big, but it's not rocket science figuring that out, but we've heard it a million times. Skee, what do you think here, Game 5 tonight?
Well, I'll touch on the props first. And I don't think I heard you. Did you mention Crowder? What was his point total? That's the only guy I didn't catch for today.
Let me just got it right up here on the screen. Just a sec.
Maybe 11.5, I think.
Yeah, 11.5, just under.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I might look towards his 3-pointers then. He's hit 3 or more his last 3 games. That seems pretty interesting. I was looking towards Connaughton. We've been riding Connaughton, but in my book that I've been using at Bet Online, they had the 3-point prop of 1.5 juice to -180. So I didn't go back to it, but it has been good. Cam Johnson, I got to the window with. I took him over 9.5 points. He's had 10 or more 7 of his last 9 games. And we always talk about the road players play better at home. And in this series, it's really just like a home series. Whoever's at home is who's having the success. And we've seen plenty of instances. I don't even think Milwaukee has a winning record on the road in the playoffs right now. But we've seen plenty of times, like already Drew Holiday's been terrible offensively. But Chris Middleton, he comes back down to earth when he goes on the road. So I don't have a lot of faith in those guys. I think a lot of guys from the Suns step up. Mikal Bridges is another guy I was eyeing, looking at for his points maybe. I just think the Suns play really good at home. And I don't think we have to be scared of the number. If you look at in the playoffs, about 62.5% of favorites of 6 or less have covered. And majority of that is probably Phoenix Suns, because out of their 14 wins, they've covered 13. And I like them, man, all year long. It's not just a playoff thing. It's not a last couple game thing. It's whenever the Suns win, they cover. And in front of their home crowd, I think they do it. They had 17 turnovers, very uncharacteristic. I think that they take care of the ball a lot more. Milwaukee had 5 turnovers. That might be their low of the season. Like I just see Milwaukee playing a lot worse in this next game and Phoenix playing a lot better. So I like the Suns. I took them -4. I took Cam Johnson, and I like everything else I mentioned.
All right, good stuff. Liking the Suns here as well. And look, I'll say this about Milwaukee. Everybody's talking about their road performances, and a majority of them haven't been good. The 2 good ones, I think, are with an asterisk. The Brooklyn Game 7, we know the Nets were banged up beyond belief in that series. It was a good win, but hold on now. That was not a full-strength Nets team. And then, of course, in the last round, Game 6 against Atlanta, Trae Young's not even close to 100% in that game. And Atlanta, I think finally wilted, in that spot. Phoenix ain't going to do that in my mind. So this is a tougher ask to go on the road, win this game, in my opinion, for the Milwaukee Bucks. Dutch, what are you thinking here tonight, Game 5?
Yeah, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. And you already know the NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plug, man. Yeah. Shout out to our chat real quick. Woo, woo, woo. Vitalis, Wyatt Chapman, 420 Fago. Yeah, man. Anderson. You already know it's all love. Do us a quick thing real quick. Hit the like button. Muchly appreciated. We'll keep it moving. Share the video as well. Please do that. Now, I'm right with y'all when it comes to the Suns -4. I'm all over. I love this look right here. The main thing to me is rebound the fucking basketball, especially on the defensive end. Like, they're allowing a lot of offensive rebounds to Milwaukee. That cannot happen. You got to rebound the basketball. I do not expect Chris Middleton to score 40. Check the numbers. He doesn't score big after he drops 30+, and he just doesn't really score big on the road, period. He did have 29 in game 1, but it wasn't too efficient. I don't look for him to get 30. I look for, really look for the players to step up, like Skee mentioned, the role players. I like Mikal Bridges at home. We're on a game 1. He went over. I believe Billy was on that game too. He scored 27. Now, game 3 and 4, he only had averaged 5.5 points, but he only averaged 4 shots a game in those 2. In the game 1 and 2, he averaged 14 shots a game and was averaging over 14 points a game. So I look for that to continue. He was averaged 18.5 points his last 3 meetings in Phoenix against the Milwaukee Bucks. So I look for Mikal Bridges definitely to get over this 10.5. I see my guy Skee was on that too. I like that look. I'm looking at Crowder a little different. I know you mentioned the threes or the points. Something that stood out to me, actually, looks pretty juicy. A little tequila money or something, double-double. 650 a double-double on Crowder. He was 2 away from it in game 4, and he actually had a double-double in game 2. But I'm going to lock in on the rebounds. This is what we need him to do. He's been averaging over 8 rebounds in the series. He's went over this number 3 of the last 4, and we're looking at a 6.5 rebounds. At minus 110, I definitely look for Jay Crowder to get over 6.5 rebounds. That's a very strong prop for me. I like that a lot. And what I'm looking at here, we went on this last game with Giannis with the double-double in the win, minus 130. Another one of these caught my eye. I really like this look. It's DeAndre Ayton, double-double plus the win. And it's actually plus 120. Shop around plus 120. That is a beautiful thing to me. I think Phoenix will win this game. They will cover. And DeAndre Ayton will have a double-double. I don't know if he's going to give you 15 and 15, but he's going to give you 10 and 10 at least. Believe that. But I definitely like that look. And then if you want another juicer, I know everyone says CP3. I expect him to bounce back, have a better game. Really, he's averaging 21 and 9 in the series. The main thing is don't turn the fucking basketball over. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over and they rebound, this should be a clear, easy victory for the Phoenix Suns. Plus 280, double-double plus the win for CP3. Take a look at that if you want a little juice box. But I'm definitely looking at Phoenix minus 4 early and often tonight, boys.
Yeah, those combo props, Dutch, that you were mentioning, Ayton and the Suns win combined. Ayton double-double and the Suns win combined. Paul double-double and the Suns win combined. I like those at a plus price. Those are things I would consider. And Jay Crowder makes sense. Like, this guy's a streaky guy, both in terms of points, rebounds, impact on the game. When he's on the good side of the streak, you ride with it, and then he can go through those games where you slump. But hey, he's the one guy in this, and not just on the Phoenix team. He is the one guy in this entire series that has NBA Finals experience prior to this year's NBA Finals. So why not lean on that experience a little bit if you're the Phoenix Suns? And he has been very good last few games in these NBA Finals. We're happy to have Jimmy the Bag back. He had a great call the other night with Milwaukee and to win, and both teams to get 100 points, hit the century mark. That cashed in. Jimmy, what do you like in Game 5?
Well, thank you for having me on the show, and great breakdowns from all you guys, and I love hanging with you guys, hanging with the chat. I think, what I know for sure is that the Suns are very good at home. They've won both their home games in this series by double digits, and they've won 8 of 10 home games in the playoffs. What I know for sure is the Suns have character and they have heart. Devin Booker showed that with his giant game 4, and I trust Chris Paul to come back strong. The fundamental issues with Saric not being there have not changed because the Suns are at home. And the amount of money and the public all over the Suns and Pinnacle moving this from 4 to 3.5 would make me very uncomfortable if I had a Suns full game ticket in my pocket. We talked about the Suns not needing to win Game 4. Now they have to win Game 5. I don't think that's too much pressure on them. I have bet the Suns first quarter minus 1.5 and first half minus 2 with utmost confidence. I don't want anything to do with the Suns full game. Ayton stayed out of foul trouble. He put up 6 points, but he stayed out of foul trouble. That has to happen here again. I would have interest in a Milwaukee Bucks a live bet because they come in with a free roll in Game 5 here, a game that they're supposed to lose. So, Sports Insights has 22,000 tickets in. On the spread, 76% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the Suns, and the market's moving towards the Bucks. Yeah, I agree that Middleton doesn't show out after a giant game. I get that. Pete Loshak talked on Loshak in the Bag about a Middleton under, his prop bet sitting at 24.5. He also talked about a really smart thing with Chris Paul. I thought turnovers under. What does Chris Paul have control over really is playing clean basketball. I was hoping to see a different number than 2.5, but that's what's up right now. And the 2.5 turnovers, by the way, is juiced to the over, of course, because that's the bias that's going on right now.
Yeah.
But I think that the exact same issues that concerned us about the Suns don't go away because they're at home. So, look, I get everybody's look on the Suns because they have character, they have heart, they have all these things, they have great coaching, they have vets, they have everything that you need to take care of a high pressure situation. But I only have enormous faith, enough faith for me to bet money on them early, because I'm still concerned of what happens if Ayton gets in foul trouble, which we didn't see. So here, look, I know that it was in Milwaukee and the Suns didn't need the game, but we saw a perfect situation for the Suns, other than Chris Paul, of course, played poorly. But Booker goes for 40 plus. Ayton stays out of foul trouble. And even though the Suns had that, 9-point lead in the fourth quarter, and a lead with 2.5 minutes left, I was still pretty comfortable the Bucks were going to take care of business. And if Ayton stays out of trouble and Booker goes for 40 and the Suns can't win, that's a red flag. And the red flag is on the Suns full game. And I don't want anything to do with them full game.
So there you go. You like the Suns, but early on, only early. First quarter and first half.
I have a question for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get his ass.
What specifically do you think Milwaukee can do in the second half? Do you think that their coach is good and he can make adjustments?
I think that Ayton could be in foul trouble. I still think that's the most
part of his analysis was that if Ayton's in foul trouble, it means what do you got there down low? Kaminsky's going to play? Like, who's coming in there to take up those minutes in that position?
Is he not going to get in foul trouble for the rest of the series?
But can he get in foul trouble in the first half too, and in the first quarter?
He can. He
So
can.
what's the difference?
I just think that momentum-wise, the Suns are going to have enormous amount of momentum out of the gate. The place is going to be going crazy.
That crowd is great, by the way. That Phoenix crowd's been live. It's been lit all playoffs there.
And I have trust in Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I don't care about the turnovers or the possible wrist injury. I have a ton of trust that the Suns are going to be running downhill in the first half. I just think that the Bucks as a team right now know how to get to the Suns. And I thought the Suns, other than, of course, Chris Paul, I thought the Suns, with Booker going off for 40, I thought the Suns looked really good in Game 4. And Ayton did everything he had to do to give them a chance to win. So jump in.
He only had 6 points. He didn't. I think he did a lot more dominant offensively, and also I believe that you're going to get a lot better. Cam Johnson's did his thing pretty much all series. I think you're going to see Campaign do a little something tonight. I think Torrey Craig might be coming back a little bit finally, third game back, maybe having them legs back. It's going to be a lot better role player like you've seen from Milwaukee at home. You're going to see that from Phoenix tonight. But the main thing to me is I don't think Milwaukee looked that good last game at all. I really don't. Middleton played an outstanding game. Giannis almost had a triple-double, but he went right back to his original self from the free throw line, 4 of 8, and didn't look comfortable at all. The game plan wasn't really that great for me from Milwaukee all around, to be honest with you. Drew Holiday looked fucking lost, 4 of 20. I don't have too much confidence in Milwaukee. And I really don't. I think they actually the way they played in Game 4 looks like they could lose this in Game 6 if they continue to play like they did in Game 4. I think they got very lucky they lost that. They came out with the W in Game 4. But I look really just for the role players of Phoenix to step up and the bench of Milwaukee not to really be there. What do they got? Portis and Connaughton. I don't look for them to be that big tonight.
He was a great legendary handicapper. We lost him too early in life, David Malinsky. And one of the things he would always say is the play's the thing. And there are 3 moments that still come back into my memory about Game 4 the other night. 3 plays that I think turned it for the Bucks. There was a big 3 by Connaughton with about 4 minutes to go. It was a huge shot. It really spurred that wave, that tidal wave, if you will, in the last 4 minutes. The other was the block by Giannis Antetokounmpo on Ayton. It was going to be a dunk. He was clearly going to get that, and it was just an incredible. It's one of those finals moments where, look, if the Bucks win the championship, you're going to look at Giannis's block with a minute to go in that game 4 on Ayton and think to yourself, wow, that maybe changed the series for Milwaukee. And the other moment was, of course, Chris Paul, let's be honest, falling down. Like there was a puddle on the court or something, and he just fell down, lost the ball, turnover, and that really were the 3 plays in my mind that keep on coming back to me that say, hey, that's why Milwaukee pulled that thing out in game 4. If 1 or 2, or certainly if all 3 of those don't happen, probably is a different result in game 4. But they did. And someone mentioned the turnovers. I think it was Jimmy, the turnovers prop. That does make sense conceptually. Chris Paul's going to realize I can't be treating the basketball like a hand grenade like I did the last 2 games. I can't have 5 turnovers in a game. So I think that's going to be a focus for Chris Paul. I need to value the basketball. I can't be turning it over. So the under turnovers prop does make a lot of sense to me. Now you could argue about the value, right? It's only 2.5. It's not like they've given you a bunch of wiggle room for the under 2.5 turnovers. But I think it makes sense in terms of this spot to look in that direction when it comes to Chris Paul, because that's where he's going to say, hey, I got to be better. I can't be turning it over left and right. I can't be making bad passes. I can't be reading things defensively incorrectly. I can't be throwing the ball into the 4th row of the stands like I did once in that. I couldn't believe I saw that the other night. Like, this is Chris Paul who never turns it over, and he basically threw one pass right into the crowd.
Did you see his teammates when he did that? Everybody was just like deflated, kind of like
what?
That killed him.
Yeah, exactly. Is this CP3? Is this the same guy? And then of course he falls down. It's just that kind of game for him. So I think the focus is just lock in, read the defense, make the pass when you should, take the shot when you should, do all of those things that Chris Paul usually can do in his sleep. So the under turnovers prop makes a lot of sense. And I don't think you can completely, like a home court, we always say home court, everybody gets loud. This Phoenix crowd's been insane. Have you seen the close-up shots that the camera has on these ABC broadcasts of some of these Suns fans in Phoenix? They look like psychopaths, seriously. I mean, they look like they're ready for blood or something. Exactly. So this is a legit home court. They have been outstanding in terms of bringing the energy, bringing the noise, bringing the heat for the Phoenix Suns. And the Suns are going to need to feed off every ounce of that tonight.
Yeah, man.
I think there's some, I understand that neither team played great basketball in game 4. The Suns go 51.3% from the field. The Bucks go 40.2%. Suns go 30.4% from 3. Bucks go 24.1%. And the Suns lose.
They had 19 less shots than the Bucks.
51 to 48% they shoot against Milwaukee in Milwaukee. My bad, Skee. That's crazy though. They shot 48% in game 3, 51% in game 4. I mean, Milwaukee obviously can't stop them.
It's turnovers is the story of the game. 19 more shots.
And offensive rebounds. They've been just offensive reboundings are just, it's ridiculous, the numbers. That's why it's all about rebounding, take care of the ball. If they do that, Phoenix wins this game by double digits, easy.
Yep, that was a huge difference maker, those Suns turnovers, because what happens when you turn the ball over? You can't set your defense. You're killed in transition, and the Bucks are a great transition team. Transition offense, they thrive in that situation. So when you turn the ball over and you can't set up half-court defense and you're scrambling, that's essentially what position you put your defense in when you turn the ball over. You're left scrambling. You're going to usually pay the price. Yeah, go ahead, Skee.
I agree with something Jimmy said earlier that the Suns are going to push the pace. I mean, I feel like plenty of times throughout the playoffs, we heard Monty Williams say that like they want to get easier shots. And how you do that off misses, you got to push in transition. Last game, they had 0 fast break points. So I definitely think that'll be an emphasis for them to play with some pace. And it makes me lean towards probably an over in the game.
We've had all these first quarter unders cashing. I think that the Suns' first quarter team total over would be a look. But again, on that bet, wait, because the first quarter under has been cashing at nonstop. That number is going to keep dropping. I have tons of respect for the Suns players and their coach, but I think they're in a dangerous spot, an uncomfortable spot where the Bucks have this kind of free roll here in Game 5. And it's not a full free roll, obviously, because you don't want to go down 3-2 even if Game 6 is at home. You don't. But I just think that they know that they can beat this team now, and the Suns are going to come firing out. And the Bucks, we thought that the Bucks could shoot 35+% from three. They shoot 24% from three. So the same issues that made me so confident in the Bucks in Game 4 are still at play in Game 5. And when I say that, look, I'm not betting the Bucks full game, and my only 2 bets are on the Suns early.
Yeah.
But I do not want the Suns full game, because what if the Bucks shoot like they did in the regular season from three? And what if Ayton gets in foul trouble? And both of those are enough to keep me off of the Suns. And then it also, when we know how this shit works. You got all this money, all this public all over the Suns, and the market's moving towards the Bucks.
That's the only thing I don't like. Hey, you scared me a little bit with that, but that's the only thing I don't like, bro, about this.
Hey,
We're not
public
talking
win sometimes too.
Oh, no doubt. They did in Game 4.
They gotta win sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
But that's 22,000 tickets in right now, right? Because we get the time between to study to see the amount, so it's not a small sample size. Piker says if the Suns do what we're expecting, it won't matter first half or full game.
Agreed.
It's not this. I'm not worried about. I know that the Suns have character and heart, and they're going to play well. But if the Bucks hit 35+% from three, and if Ayton gets hurt, that's just
Skee going
in foul trouble.
Nah, I don't want to pick on my guy Jimmy, but it's killing me.
If Jimmy's thought about worry for Phoenix got anything to do with worry about Chris Paul struggling again? Is that part of it too, or I believe he's bringing it tonight. I can't see him, just getting this close and playing and having big games and big moments like he had in the Clippers series, the Nuggets series, the first round, and then all of a sudden now 2 bad games in a row is going to turn into 3 and 4 when he's this close to an NBA Finals. I can't see it. I personally can't. I think he has a great game tonight. Is that part of the concern, Jimmy, or is this more the Ayton situation where you're worried about this very weak, depth-shy front court if something happens with him, injury-wise or fouls?
I just have multiple worries. That's all. I have multiple worries. And Skee, my man, come at me with, we go way back. I'm not concerned I won't feel hurt, if you come at me.
You know how we talk. We do this all the time.
Yeah. So I don't feel any concern, but I expect Chris Paul to step up. But the Bucks are here winning games when they shoot under 25% from three. We haven't seen Ayton in foul trouble, but Skee, hit me.
You just think the Bucks are going to show up in the second half only? Like the things you're scared of, can that not happen in the first half? And I think the main reason you're scared of the second half is just because everybody's on the Suns.
I did attack or make the bet before it got so lopsided on the Suns, but it does concern me that everybody's on the Suns. I don't think the only person we've had in our whole chat is Preston saying that he thinks it's Bucks and 6. The difference here with first half and full game is this. I trust the character and heart of the Suns, and that place is going to be a fucking madhouse. It's going to be a madhouse, and I trust that the Suns will use it to fuel them early. And I don't trust, because of what we talked about before Game 4, I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it full game. I don't trust the full game. And sure, the Suns can win by double digits, and everybody, all you guys go home happy, and that'd be great. I just think the same fundamental issues in Game 4 don't go away just because we go to the Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
We remember the fundamental issues that Jimmy had with Phoenix in the last game, because he mentioned exactly the same worries that he had for Milwaukee the last time he was on the show with us in Game 4 as today. But that's why it's a fascinating game, right? Because look, there's definitely a huge wave and snowball, if you will, of momentum on Milwaukee's side. They look like they have figured some things out, but now they got to go to a place where they haven't won yet in this series, and Phoenix will be bolstered by the home crowd. So that's what makes this a great game tonight. It's fascinating. What's going to win out? Suns making the adjustments that they've made all playoffs, that home court that's stood the test of time, been so strong all playoffs, or has Milwaukee figured out matchup as even Budenholzer figured out and picking up full court, which we have to give a little tip of the cap to old man Budenholzer, not Mike. That has helped as well against Chris Paul. Now, what's the counter for Monty? To help Chris Paul play better, because clearly that has made an impact on why Chris Paul struggled the last 2 games. They basically put his guy on him right as he's crossing midcourt, and he's not getting comfortable running that offense for the Suns. Simple as that. So what's the counter to that now for Phoenix?
Let me say one thing about Game 4. So Game 4, I was very confident in the Bucks. There were 3 things that I talked about. I talked about Ayton getting in foul trouble, the Bucks shooting plus 35%, and Booker being stymied defensively. I was wrong on all 3 of those things, and the Bucks still won. And that gives me a red flag for the Suns moving forward.
And everybody was on the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if you got cute and took the Bucks first half like I did. How pissed would you be? That could be what you're doing tonight. That's what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. I think I'm capping this the way I expect this game to go out. And Game 5 at home, after losing 2 games on the road, I expect this team to play with enormous amounts of fire and be fueled by the fans. And that shit wanes over 2.5 hours. That's how I see it.
Especially if Milwaukee hangs around. It's not going to wane if they're up 15-20 in the third quarter or 25. But if this is like in that 5 to 10 point range where Phoenix is only up by like 5 to 10, then the road team, if they hang around and keep it that close, third quarter, fourth quarter, there is some truth to that. They're all right in the game and have a shot.
Phoenix got the closers, Booker and CP3. I mean, who do you want the ball? Them 2 over anybody on the Milwaukee when it comes down to it. So I don't know. I just didn't like what I seen at Drew Holiday. A lot of cats in the chat, I believe it was 1777 talking about Holiday. I like Holiday. He's my guy. He's been putting in work on defense, but goddamn, he was lost on offense. Looked like no confidence in that shot. No confidence at all. I don't see that changing going. Defense will travel. He'll play some defense.
Still better than Trae Young?
What's that?
Still better than Trae Young. I'm just jabbing.
He's harder than Trae Young. That's all I know. And his ass is more durable than Trae Young. He is that. That's what I do know.
Yeah, we got to send Preston in the chat to the Deer District. If he wants to chant that Bucks and 6 stuff, you can go right there and be there with them. Be with that crowd. Bucks in 6 down there in the Deer District. Great discussion, analysis, point, counterpoint. That's great stuff. Makes for great conversation and a great show. Absolutely.
One of the things about the Bucks first half bet in Game 4 for me was that the Bucks won Game 3. And for me, I want if a team early when their back is against the wall. And the Bucks had to win Game 4, but they had confidence here after winning Game 3. And I didn't think it was the type of situation where they were forced to really run at the Suns early. I think the opposite when a team loses 2 straight games on the road and comes back home and has the crowd going crazy. So I think that the Suns early is a look that I wanted, where I liked the Bucks, but I didn't feel the need to kind of a double up or triple up spots there. So I think there's an inherent difference when a team loses 2 straight and comes home rather than a Game 4 home team. When the home team is sort of settled in, they won Game 3, they know they need to win Game 4, they know they don't need to panic, they know they need to go at Ayton, which they didn't do. So I see the similarities, some similarities, Skee, for sure. But I
agree with you, Jimmy. I agree with you, Jimmy. That's the answer I was fishing for right there. So I agree with that.
There you go. As to why the first quarter and the first half, by the way, for Jimmy the Bag rather than full game for the Suns. That was the debate there on that last discussion. Great stuff, guys. Skee, Dutch, Jimmy, awesome. It's been great having Jimmy on the NBA Pub Hub these last two shows. Hopefully you can join us Tuesday as well. We'll have a Game 6 for sure and a show on Tuesday regardless of who is the winner tonight. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Before we wrap up and give best bets and Dutch's freshest look, Harold Williams, Rainbow the God, Abby Jackson, Gabe Martinez, Hoops 590, Memorabilia 1777, Jerome Ortia, Miguel Angel Elizondo, Preston Ekdahl, Abel Alvarez, Dave Crack, North Ender, I Need Money, Woo Woo Woo, Kenny Woo, Michael Buelna, Japan of 2006, North Ender, 420 Fuego, Poker Addicted, 79, JB Brown, Nate Dogg, everybody in the chat joining us on this show. We appreciate you guys for sure. Luke Murphy as well. Everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us. Puzzler as well. We will get to best bets, Dutch's freshest look right here on the NBA Pub Hub in just a minute. But first, messages from both Manscaped and Southtown 101.
Laid back.
From 101 San Antonio, when you're in town, stop in, have a bite to eat, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke there as well. Manscaped promo code PubSports, 20% off. Lawnmower 4.0 and any other Manscaped product, you can get 20% off your purchase with promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. We've got football season right around the corner, NFL, college football, CFL football as well. Don't sleep on that either. Football season right around the corner. Looking forward to it. No better time than right now to sign up with mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. So check out mybookie.ag. Use the promo code PubSports. All right. It is time for best bets, and I will remember and not be a moron for a change to actually give my best bet on the show before we wrap it up.
It's okay. It was your birthday. You were feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Exactly. I had about a little whiskey shot on the show. Exactly. I'll lose my mind temporarily, and temporary insanity is never a bad thing. Although sometimes it's full-time insanity in my case. But nevertheless, Skee Profit, what do you like here for best bet tonight, Game 5?
I'll go Jimmy the Bag style and say it's three things we know for sure. The Bucks are not good on the road. I think they're 5-6 in the playoffs. They're 2-6 as a road dog, and the Suns are dominant at home, 28-13 against the spread, and all playoff longs they've been doing it. The third thing is when the Suns win, they cover. So I'm not gonna get cute, not taking anything else but the Suns -4.
All right, Phoenix Suns -4, best bet for Skee Profit. Thanks, by the way, someone in the chat saying you pronounced my name correctly. That matters to me. That shit matters to me, getting names correct, whether it's pitchers in baseball. You know, when I do the baseball show, I'm trying to make sure I nail these name pronunciations. I always get bothered when broadcasters on television screw up the names, and it's like, come on, that's one of your jobs here. Get it right. Work on it. Make sure you look it up. You ask around. You say, how do you pronounce this name? So I try anyway. I'm not always gonna. I try to nail everyone. Sometimes we're gonna mess it up, but I try not to. That's for damn sure. I want to get names correct. That's for sure in terms of how you pronounce it. No doubt. Dutch, what do you like here? Freshest look.
Yeah, laid back, Jason Falk. I like that. Yeah, the freshest look, man. I really like them Suns -4. I don't give a fuck about the line movement. I'm not scared, but I don't want to go do the same as Ski. So we'll go ahead and do my man DeAndre Ayton double plus the motherfucking win plus 120. You know, we are the Valley. We'll get this game done, and then we'll feed DeAndre, and he will stay out of foul trouble. And we're gonna eat early and often, man. DeAndre Ayton double plus the win.
There you go. DeAndre Ayton combo bet, double-double, plus the Suns getting the straight-up win for Dutch with his freshest look. Jimmy the Bag, what do you like here for your best bet?
I think when it comes to NBA playoffs, it takes enormous discipline to stay off bets early in a series, because we see over and over again, come games 3, 4, 5, come when the series, when you have a feel for the series and what's going on, to have what I think are easy cashers. And so much went wrong with the Bucks in Game 4, and yet it cashed. It wasn't an easy casher, and the plus 120 with both teams hitting 100 almost didn't get there. The Suns were at 99 there with a minute 20 left, and they scored 4 more points. But that is a situation I've seen before where the team down and falling off just kind of lets go and doesn't really try offensively. But I see this as the same type of situation where now things are coming clear, and the Suns first quarter minus 1.5. I see them coming out fired up, a great coach with a team that has a nice mix of leadership and youth, a team with a ton of character in what we've seen from Booker stepping up after a terrible game. And I think Chris Paul will play well. So I think that Suns first quarter minus 1.5 is my best bet.
There you go. Phoenix Suns first quarter minus 1.5 for Jimmy the Bag with his best bet. Yeah, I'm a big Monty fan. I've liked the little speeches he's given. They've shown you little excerpts of his speeches in the locker room. I like the demeanor, the composure, even after the loss the other night, saying, hey, we just got to get back to working harder and all this stuff. So trying to keep the spirits high. And look, that's going to be a challenge. We're going to find out, because that was a tough loss for Phoenix the other night. It was there for the taking, and they couldn't close it out. But we'll see how they bounce back here in Game 5. Jimmy likes them early. In the first quarter. My best bet is going to be player prop. I'm going Chris Paul over 20.5 points. It's time. It's time for a big game. It's time for one of those 20, 30-point games for Chris Paul. He's heard about it for the last 2 days. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? This is going to be a thoroughly motivated, thoroughly inspired, thoroughly focused point guard on the basketball court tonight for the Phoenix Suns, and I think he shows out and shows off tonight in this game. I'm not saying Game 6 Clippers the sequel, like he gets 40, but I don't need that. I think he'll get 21 plus, which we need for this prop. I like the double-double option as well at plus 130 for Chris Paul tonight in this game as well. But I'll go with the points, over 20.5. CP3 as my best bet here for Game 5 in the NBA Finals. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Awesome show. As always, we will be back on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for Game 6 to break down the Bucks Suns Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Thanks to Jimmy the Bag for joining us again as well. Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh. I'm Ian Cameron. I'm going back into vacation mode as soon as this show ends. Enjoy Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight, and good luck. And we'll see you again on Tuesday for the Game 6 edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, the real ones. Be sure to hit the like button on the way out. Share the video if you can. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
We be pubbing! We be pubbing! Step it up for Connor. That's what we do here.